Hello everybody, my name is Mahael Abdul-Qawi. I'm the founder and a representative of the Accountability Party for Human Rights, a political vanguard organization comprised of individuals who have chosen a path of self-awareness and self-understanding to become something more for themselves, for their loved ones, friends, family, and then at large, if they're able to, their communities. In today's video, I want to discuss the anniversary, the 1-year anniversary of the Capitol insurrection, quote unquote, the Capitol insurrection that happened last year. I'm going to say a lot of things about this event. So for those who have an open mind, I say take everything and really see where I'm going with this. And I am not here to defend this, but the reason why I say quote unquote insurrection, because to me, the way this event, this moment in time, this moment in American history is being handled, I believe it is an over dramatization of what really happened. Now, this could be the millennial in me speaking, but I don't think the reaction then and now that this event has caused is required. And I say that because what happened is serious. And I say it's serious because it should be seriously analyzed. It deserves a proper response, not a reaction. But of course, because of the current state that we are now in this country, this polarization, this tension brewing state that we live in, this event is just another catalyst that is being used by the elite to further deepen their control on the working class people of this country. And it's really unfair. Now, for one, I hold the same sentiments as I did the day this happened last year. Me personally, the anarchist, the activist in me thinks it was a waste of a moment. I believe that if we are going to storm the Capitol, it should not be a bunch of people who were frustrated over their leader losing. Now, we can argue if it was right or wrong in terms of if the election was stolen or not. I'm not here for that. I honestly don't care, because truthfully, it doesn't matter if Trump or Biden is in the Oval Office. There will still be chaos. There will still be bullshit politics happening. At this point, there's no difference between either of them. But to me, the fact that it was only Trump supporters who were this angry with the government after the year that 2020 was, to me, you should have seen groups of all kind out there. This shouldn't be called a white supremacy event. What it was angry people. And if it was angry people, well then God damn it, it should have been all Americans out there, no matter what race. Because the way our government has been handling our livelihood, everybody should be upset. You should be upset if Biden won. You should be upset if Trump won. You should be upset if Biden lost. You should be upset if Trump lost, because honestly, they're giving us two asshats who are incapable of doing the job. Actually, at this point, I'm not sure if there's anybody capable of doing the job, because as long as we have these two-party rigid systems dictating who's allowed to sit in that office, we are always going to be generally screwed. We should have had Black Lives Matter protesters if they were truly the anarchists that they claimed that they were in the summer of 2020. We should have had climate change groups out there who are pissed off at the fact that there hasn't been real promising efforts to curb the devastating effects of what climate change is already starting to produce 2 years after the fact. And the list goes on of who should have been out there storming the Capitol. Yes, am I condoning violence? Absolutely. Because at this moment in time, people keep saying the same narrative. Oh, we don't want it to be violent. We don't want it to go this way. No, I'm not saying we have to go to people's storefronts and destroy that. These are things. No, we need to go somewhere that matters, to the Capitol, the same way that these diehard Trump stans did. Every group in America, from every state, from every background. If you're the working class, we should have been out there together. So that's where I think, in terms of that event, is a waste of a moment. But on to the point of this being a moment that is seeing a dramatic reaction. This is just another 9/11 moment for these people. They are turning these, and this is why this problem will continue again in 2024. This is how Trump became the president in the first place. Because these games that they keep playing, Republican, Democrats, they're affecting the working class people where you're pissing them off. They keep saying that this is that the insurrection was an attack on democracy. No, you know what's an attack on democracy? The crimes against humanity that our government has been committing for almost the last 100 years. That's an attack on democracy right there. Allowing corporations and the brass to control our policies. That's an attack on democracy right there, if you really want to talk about it. Yes, Biden, as he so famously said on that day, you said that these people, they don't reflect America. No, but they do. They just reflect one aspect of America. That's the thing. What we have is we have multiple groups of people from different backgrounds who all fit in this working class bubble who are pissed the fuck off. And I'm not saying that we go up there to demand handouts. No, we go up there and demand that you allow us, the working class people, the people who carry this country on our backs every fucking day. You start respecting our value and allow us to live. We don't need free handouts. We need you to get the fuck out of our way. Let the people be able to thrive the way that we can. So they're going to 9/11 this shit. The same way that they're going to 9/11 COVID. And you know that they're going to 9/11 because you got the same guy, George Bush Jr., who, regardless if you see it as he had a deep part or if he just maximized it, him and his buddies in the corporations, in the Pentagon, and in the government, regardless of how far you see his reach, he used 9/11 to kill so many Americans, whether it was abroad or whether it was their livelihood here. The war on terror is the worst atrocity, not just in American history, but in human history. It's the biggest infringement on people's livelihoods and the sake of fighting evil. The evil that's caused by, but the evil that's a reactionary evil caused by corruption. You see? And the way that they're calling these insurrectionists, these are people, again, I'm not coming at Trump supporters because I tried to avoid lumping them in the category, but it was a very idiotic thing. Let's be frank. I'm sorry. It was idiotic. It could have been a moment to actually do something big for the people. And yet it was used for fucking Trump. The man does not care about you. The man's proven he's ready to flip on his fans like that. So yes, it was idiotic. So why are we taking something so idiotic so fucking serious? That's like getting beaten up by somebody who's disabled. I'm sorry that offends anybody, but that's like getting beat up by somebody that's disabled. Can you really say that's a serious fight? No, it's just sad. That's it. The same way this is just idiotic. And I'm afraid, again, because they're already going to 9/11 COVID in a way that is ridiculous in itself. It's not serious as Ebola. If Ebola was spreading the way COVID is, I would most likely understand the drastic changes in our society. But not to something that is evolving to become just another common cold, a common flu. The COVID cold, the COVID flu. And they're turning something as idiotic as just die-hard fans is what it is. Like, there's no difference between this and what happened at the Astroworld Festival. A bunch of die-hard fans. But how do we solve this problem? You don't blame just a person. Like, you can't just blame Trump or blame Travis Scott. We have to look at the people and understand why they're this way. Why there's so many young people who are quick to become primitive for a music artist to the point where they're willing to stomp on people, injure people. And why are these people so angry and so desperate and so valid in their beliefs where they're willing to follow after one man who's flawed? I'm not even gonna say be upset and storm, because again, I believe that people should have stormed the Capitol. But to follow one man that isn't a actual leader, like, what makes people so devoted? Let's ask these questions. What's causing this devotion to these people who aren't perfect? Travis Scott is not a perfect idol. Trump is far from being a perfect idol. Yet people are praising these guys. Let's look at to why. And then when you start looking at as to why, you don't have to form this war on terror and go this complete dystopian route. You could actually have this great social research on society as to why we are in this dark age. But yet we want to keep expanding on the dark age. And inshallah, more people, especially those of the 9/11 generation, or those who were adults and aware of when 9/11 happened and who saw through the bullshit, I hope that this mass understanding, because for the most part, I think people are aware that 9/11 and what came after is truly evil, and it truly has had devastating long-term effects. Now that we're 20 years later, we can see that. And this time we don't need to wait another 20 years in 2042 to see how this route is going to be bad. We can avoid that now if we, inshallah, all stand up against this and not fall to fear and not allow people, these people in power who have manipulated their way to power, and not allow them to mold and dictate our fear and where we place our faith. We can avoid that.